Hi guys. Okay, so I am here with my first project of 2022 and I am doing the Initially You 2022 bit of a challenge type thing by Cori, who is over at Creating with Scraps on YouTube. All the links will be below. Cori, sorry, is the one that set this up and put out a collaboration, and she had collaborated with I have a feeling I'm missing someone off this list, but so far I've got Morley Design, Paper Inspirations, Tracy Fox and Wendy's Journal Adventure. I have a feeling I've missed somebody, but I don't know, but the links will be below anyway. So definitely go and check them out. And Cori herself obviously did a video. And then of course they did this collaboration between themselves, but then threw the challenge open to everybody, and the hashtag, if you're doing the challenge, that hashtag is Initially You 2022. Yeah, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere. Okay, so the idea of the challenge is Initially You use your initials to create something. So my initials are VLB. L being my middle name is Louise. Contrary to a popular belief, my middle name is not Minxie, it is Louise. Yeah, so I kind of struggled with mine. These are the ones I came up with. The ones in black are the ones that I immediately thought of. The ones in red came from a post in Tracy's Foxy Crafters group, where she put a post up saying anybody doing the challenge, post ideas for initials here, and then she listed in the comments, she listed each comment like A, B, C, D, so you went to whichever was your initials, and you know the people were posting all these ideas there, so that were really good. So I found a few others there, but my initial ones were vellum, vintage and velvet. I couldn't think of anything else at all. I have loads of vellum. I have loads of vintage. Yeah, there's quite a lot of things vintage. It doesn't have to actually be vintage, it can look vintage. And velvet, I don't kind of have velvet, although I probably do if I look around, but I do have some velvet ribbon somewhere, but can I find it when I want it? Can I heck? I have tons and tons of stuff, ribbons and stuff, well, not just ribbons, but yeah, lace and all sorts of stuff here, and even ribbon, but I can't find my velvet one anywhere, which is sod's law. But right, so let's start with the V's, the vellum. Okay, so this is obviously washi tape, but I have these here, which are kind of supposed to be vintage advertisement things. So we've got those vintage tickets. Put them back in there. Again, can't remember. Oh, I had them like that, didn't I? Did I? Get in. No, them, whatever. I forgot. Alright, that's that's how they were. Can't even remember how they went in now, but that's how they were. Now this is actually proper vintage, is this. This is a vintage receipt roll. And this came actually all the way from Sweden, from my lovely friend Emma over in Sweden. Proper vintage. I haven't done anything to this at all. It's awesome. It's, you know, authentically aged and everything. I can't remember how old it is, but it's old. And there's quite a lot of it, so I may use some of that. I'm thinking maybe use it as backing. Thinking of a tag, maybe, you know, simple to do, quite easy to knock up. Yeah, so that for vintage too. Then I have this big one here, and I'm not sure whether I bought this or whether I was gifted this by a friend. But again, so you know, vintage things, vintage advertisements or newsprint, whichever. So we have that, and then back to the vellum, I have these, which are little vellum, they're not stickers, but they are vellum prints, things printed onto vellum. So we have all that, which then actually kind of ties into the bees, but I'll get that in a minute. So we've got lace, layers and labels for L. Plenty of lace, as I've just shown you. Layers, well, you layer things up. And labels, wow, well, yeah, I have loads of them. And there they are behind me. Put them away. Loads of labels. The most used ones that I have are what I call my Tracy labels. The random number labels and more random number labels and all sorts of number labels from Tracy over at Tracy Fox Creative. I want to keep saying Love Junk Journals. So we've got that covered. Yeah, there's some more in there afterwards, but I'm just sticking with the ones that I wrote down first. And then I've got beef, butterflies for bee, buttons and bows. Well, yeah, this is, as I just said, vellum, but in here there are some butterfly ones in here as well. So, you know, so we've got, watch me not be able to find them now. They were quite, oh, there's one for a start off. So we've got vellum and butterflies in one go there. Oh, another one there. Yeah, so I'll pull them off actually. So yeah, we've got that. There's another one here. I didn't write it down. It was an afterthought. It were actually a thought that I had once I got this down. We've got botanical. And again here with the like washi tapes. Is that where it opens? I can't find where it opens. But yeah, it is there, I think. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Oh dear. Anyway, no, it's there. I can't find it. Oh, as if tape isn't bad enough to try and find the end of. This stuff is horrendous. Yeah, it is there. Excuse the cats in the background, guys. Yeah, so we've got botanicals there, and it's not vellum, but you know, the stickers, so, but still botanical. I've got a few, they're not botanical. Well, I suppose they could be. But then I have this one here as well, which is also kind of vintage. Could be classed as vintage lady on it. Well, ladies on it. So yeah, that could be classed as vintage too. But I do have, back to the vellum and butterflies, I do have a tub full of vellum butterflies, as you guys are all too familiar with because I used them a lot. Then I've got mushrooms and stuff, so not really botanical, I wouldn't have thought, for mushrooms, but that's a botanical type one. So yeah, we could use that. Again, vellum, so we're rolling a few different things in there, some flowers in there. I'm pretty sure I do have some. Yeah, I do, of course I do. I'm going to say I have some vellum flowers somewhere. I do, they're here at the bottom. I have black and white botanical ones, and then I have coloured floral botanical ones. So we're more than covered with the vellum and the bees. There probably is even a bee in there somewhere. Don't know why that butterfly were in that one, so we'll pop it back in there. So I'm pretty much covered with them. I'll pop them over there out of the way. Pop them there. That were there and that was in there. I'm just trying to keep everything in its place for the time being. Right, bows. Moving on to the bows. I have a tub here full of them, little tiny ones. Now, these are all little bows that have been cut off garments and things, kids' clothes and that sort of thing, and then just stuffed into the nearest tub I could find. But I also have a tub here that is just everything in one sort of thing, and this is how it was anyway. I haven't put them in like this specifically for this challenge. This is just how I was storing them in general. But one I missed off on the B was bling. I can't get him in the tub now. Some of these tubs are really hard to get into. I end up snapping the lid. Okay, so again we have bows. These are bows that I made myself a while back in a video. I learned how to do these watching Marta over at Marimie's Small Art. I'll link to that below as well. But yeah, so I learned how to do those with ribbon on my fingers. But then in here I have some bling. And I have some more of that up there in tubs anyway. I just forgot to write it down. So we've got some bling. We can incorporate that. Elle added on here ideas and inspiration from Tracy's group. One of them was leaves. Well, I have some kind of like, well, they're a bit plasticky. They're not paper. They're like plastic fake leaves that I got from Oswald Mills 18 months ago. A year ago, not this Christmas, gone the Christmas before, so I suppose we could incorporate them. As far as leaves go, I also have, let me get it out. I also have this. In fact, I have, did I only get that one? No, I think I only got that one. I'm going to say I have this in 2 different colours actually. I think I do. I think I actually, yes I do. I've got this in this colour, gold and silver. Not sure where the gold and silver ones are. No, they're not up there in them tubs. Not sure where the gold and silver ones are, but I did get them. I got them from in a BB Craft collaboration that I did. But again, a bit more lace there. That's just trims and stuff. There's the bling. Quite a lot of the bling in there. Yeah, so pretty much covered for them. So then we have, oh, vintage photo. That was my idea, but I don't know whether that's kind of cheating. A bit of a cheat. I mean, it's not just about the actual items that you use, it's about techniques as well. And although vintage photo is an item, and there you go, it's actually a distress ink. So it's just, although vintage photo, it's a colour. So we've already got like beige and brown there, and blue, violet. So I guess vintage photo could be used because it's a colour at the end of the day when it's done. So we're going to go with that one. Oops. Yeah. Then we've got, yeah, buttons. I missed the buttons off, didn't I? Buttons, well, here I've got buttons. I've actually got butterfly buttons. So they're actually not quite buttons, but they could be used as. They're just wooden butterflies, but I suppose you could use them as buttons. I do have some actual butterfly buttons somewhere, but do you think I can find them when I want them? No. Obviously not, because, you know, that'd just be too easy, wouldn't it? So I think I'll maybe pull a few of those out, just for ease, and then I'm not having to keep all these tins and tubs and tins and everything everywhere. Right, let's get a tray. Right, let's get a tray and put this stuff in it, and then the loose stuff, and then we know where it all is. We can keep it together, but it's not, I don't have loads of tubs around me then. I don't know about these balls. I think these balls could be 2-dimensional. Not 2D, I mean a bit 2-dimensional, so they could be too bulky, but maybe that could be squashed down. That's not a bad one. Let's have a look, maybe that one for the leaves. Although I actually quite like these yellowy orange ones, so we'll see. Yeah, I think the other balls could be a bit too bulky. There you go, see, bulky. You could have that. Like I said, it's not just about the items themselves, it's about techniques and things too. Leaves. Then we have buttons, and oh, I have such an array of buttons. these are what I call my modern buttons. They're just cheap buttons that I bought new. They're like cupcake boutique buttons, Duff Craft. They've got like cooking theme on them. These are just kind of normal, like I said, just normal everyday buttons that I bought cheap. Although I actually really like that sparkle one, so throw that in the tray. But in keeping, in fact, no, put that back in there. In keeping with the theme, let's put them buttons to one side. These are all genuine vintage buttons that I got from my friend Andy. She sent them me in a parcel quite a while back. Yeah, so this is awesome. So let's just move that over there a minute and let's have a look. See, I've snapped one of the lids. See, they're even on the button cards too. 6p for them. Can you imagine? It'd be about £6 for them now, wouldn't it? But yeah, so like I said, these are genuine antique buttons. Well, antique vintage buttons. Cute. I've used that on one of my tags, one of my handmade tags. Oh, that's pretty, and it's got a flower on it, so that'd be a little bit in keeping, wouldn't it? That's pretty. It's a bit heavy like, but maybe we'll put that there. It'll be a bit heavy. I'm sorry if the lighting's a bit off, guys. I'm filming. No, Kit, get down. I'm filming on my actual phone now, and it's, I don't know. I don't actually like it for filming because I can't gauge it. But my other one's dead. I didn't have time to charge it. So, what about this one? That's a nice thin one, but it looks a bit aged and vintagey, so it looks a bit dirty and grubby. Yeah, so I don't know, kind of spoilt for choice. Kind of want, if I'm going to use, I don't think I'll use that one because I think that one is too heavy, maybe. Although I don't know. Yeah, no, I'll keep that one out because another one for the bee is bulb pins. Well, I've got, when I find them, I've moved everything in these drawers, and there they are, and I can't find anything. So I mean, I've got loads of bulb pins, and I've got different coloured ones too. I've got some different coloured ones in there. Bulb pins, for those who don't know, are also can also be called garment pins. They're usually what you find on your clothes when you know, attached to your tag, label tag, cloth tags and stuff like that. I can't speak. Clothing labels and tags and stuff like that attached to your clothes. They're usually attached with those. They use garment pins or bulb pins. Right, what colour did I use for that button? That colour. So I need something else that's a similar colour to that. So that one will do. That one's cool. It's actually still got stitching in it. And then maybe too bulky. Trying to find flattish ones. But even so, B for bulky. You know, it's also a thing too. I don't know about that one. Maybe. We'll come back to that, guys. If necessary, I'll turn off and I'll scatter them and I'll have a proper look and I'll come back to that off camera. Otherwise, I'll be here for the next hour. I've already been 20 minutes. Yeah, so we kind of have a little bit of a nice selection of stuff there, and I'm still kind of classing these as butterfly buttons. But either way, the butterflies. What I am going to do though is, I think I'm going to have a do at colouring one of these blue. So we've got that. Now if I'm going to make a tag, I don't need a lot of this. So, but I think I might have some offcuts of that down here and some stuff next to me. Now we also have, what else do we have? So we've got vellum covered, vintage with the buttons and everything, yeah, and the washi tapes. Vibrant, well that's quite vibrant. Vertical, so stripes. There are some kind of vertical lines on there, but also if we're going to do a tag, everything will be going vertical on the tag. So vintage photo we've got. Now I put that on there even though I put it in red. Van Gogh, or Van Gogh, however you want to pronounce it. I have a book somewhere. Oh, I was just going to say, I have a book somewhere that has his paintings and stuff in. And do you think I can find it? No, and I've just looked up and it's right here under my nose. So, let's see if I can get up there without the chair sliding backwards and knocking me on my bum. It's right here. Oh, it's not. It's Picasso. Okay, so, well, okay, it's not Van Gogh that I have then. It's Picasso that I have. So, okay, it doesn't count, but yeah, this is the book I was thinking of, but it's actually Picasso, so, right, I can't use that anyway. Right, well that ID didn't work, did it? However, bees, oh, we're not there yet, but book pages. So, let me get that basket back up there. Right, so I was pretty sure that was Van Gogh. Clearly not. No, it was a Picasso. Okay. Well, there you go. Anybody struggling with P? Yeah. So I think we've pretty much done V. That's not so much violet, that is it? No, violet's more bluey, isn't it? So that wouldn't count as violet, but I don't have to have it. I'm not using violins in my bruise on cold, that's disgusting. Right, long, well, elfy lace, well, plenty of lace going on. I've got this for a start. I've got these. I love these three. And of course, as you saw in that tub earlier, when I got it down, I just have oodles and oodles and oodles of lace. I love these. These are little fridge containers, fridge storage containers, but they stack great. And they're all just here right above me, which is awesome because I've got 3, 4, 5. I've got a row of 5 that stack 3 high, so, and they're all full, which is awesome, full of lace and ribbon and all sorts. Yep. So what have we got in here? Some clusters. Oh, see, now that's a good one too. For B, I know we're not quite there yet, but we have burlap for B, which here we actually call it Hessian, but we have burlap here, and although that's not lace, I have actually had a piece and then sewn some material onto it. I think it's cotton onto it, so that could be used, but I do have some plain burlap too. Like I said, although 90% of the time we call it Hessian here in the UK. I don't know why, but burlap sounds nicer. It has a nicer ring to it than Hessian. Yeah, so probably won't use them. What's that? No. Oh, well, that's blue. Oh, well, there you go, look. Blue lace. That's more teal, but we have some blue lace, so maybe incorporate that as well as that, because that's more vintage colour. That's a nice blue. Maybe put them, no, we can't put them together, but yeah. B, I didn't write that down either, but a border. Now this isn't an actual border, but it's been done with a border punch. Oh my goodness. It was done with the border punch that I had, so, you know, you could put it down as a border or around it as a border. Probably won't do that one, but you could. Brown paper. Right, we've skipped L. So long, I've already said long will be a tag. Leaves, I've got some there. Links, so chain links. I don't have any to hand right now, but I do have quite a lot in my jewellery making stuff. Probably won't use that anyway. Letters, well, I've got stamps and stuff with letters on, so yep, no problem. So to the B's, we've got blue, yep, burlap, yep. Beigey brown, well, beige or brown. Well, we've got beige, then we've got brown paper or tape. Well, brown paper, we've got plenty of Amazon packaging paper, which is kind of a browny beigey colour. So I'm going to kind of tie those two together with that. Bulb pins I've already shown you. Bugs, I have stamps down here with bugs on. Birds, I think there's some birds in some of them vellum stickers. If not, there's probably some in those that I have. And book pages. So, yeah, I'm not probably going to use every single one of them, but I'm going to try and incorporate as much as I can into what I'm doing. So, we're already half an hour in and I'm nowhere near ready. But, you know, welcome to my videos, guys.